Okay, right. Wolverine was out today. There we go. Okay, Wolverine. Oh, looks like Sideshow doesn't have a Wolverine. Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Hot Toys 1/6 scale. It's Wolverine from Days of Future Past. I cannot believe they've made that mistake. I cannot believe they've made a mistake. I mean, we all mispronounce things from time to time, okay? I do it the whole time. Film. I know it's not pronounced like that, it's just my accent. We mispronounce things as human, we make mistakes, there's grammatical errors, and we make typos. We're only human. But this is something that's going out into the public. This is something that people are spending, just want to double check now, I think it's $330 for, it's $330 for the deluxe version, and it is $284 for the regular version. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. And I think we expect a little bit better. That's a basic thing. Wolverine, get it right. This is a world famous character, and a language barrier is not, that's not an excuse. Google it, it'll be on posters everywhere, and just copy it down. It's the basic of basic thing. I think that is unforgivable, completely unforgivable. It's a minor thing. I know it's a minor thing. The figure still looks good, but it is a minor thing. But that shouldn't have happened. Absolutely unforgivable. And it's not the first time they've done it. They did it with the some trooper. I think they were supposed to spell it battalion, and there was a mistake. And I get it again. I just want to reiterate: we all misspeak sometimes. I do it. I mispronounce things. I make mistakes. I make typos. But if it's going out into the public like this, and it's not one person working on it, it's several people, it's a company, it's a team. Come on, like that's unforgivable. Sort that out. Sorry, it had to be said. That's just silly. This here is what people ordered. Again, if you're just joining us here, it's the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Wolverine from Days of Future Past, based on the likeness of Hugh Jackman. This here is phenomenal, but this is also the prototype image. Now, when the prototype images were dropped, my initial thoughts were, it looks like Hugh Jackman, but it doesn't look that great. Now, bear with me here. This image, then I saw this image and I thought, oh my god, that looks amazing, right? And this does look amazing. I look at this, I see Hugh Jackman, I think that's like a 9 out of 10. I remember seeing this on my pre-order preview video, that this image was the best. Now, if we flick through some of these images, all right, if you look at this here, looks good. That looks a bit sketch. Looks like Wolverine, looks like Hugh Jackman, but definitely has taken a step back. Very like Hugh Jackman, still like Hugh Jackman, but then this here, it's nearly like two different figures, and I believe I said that in my pre-order preview video. So what we got today was more or less like this here. Actually, shout out to Anthony 6 Scale Mafia, just to remind myself there. I didn't realize, and I don't think anyone really realized, but they actually had the typo on the initial promotional shots. No one copped it. I didn't cop it. No one was looking at it, because you just assume they get it right. But like, that's still not an excuse. People, they should have sorted that, and maybe they will, but I think people have got them in hand now. But anyway, I'm done with that. That's an unforgivable mistake. Should never have happened. Not a deal breaker, but it's irritating. It's $330. And I know you might have like YouTubers kind of going like saying like, oh my god, how dare you do this? You know, as if they're entitled or something like that. But come on, you're after paying $330 or $284. Hopefully, again, $330. I believe it's on the deluxe edition. Now, maybe they've got it right on the regular edition, who knows? But I do think that's something that you should be a bit irritated by. Yeah, because it's just silly. But anyway, from this then, I can see Hugh Jackman there. Now, again, these are the prototype images. But that there, whatever angle or whatever lighting they're using there, it definitely loses a bit of the Hugh Jackman likeness for me, but it actually looks a lot more like what we got today. It's almost like that there looks different to this here. I don't know, maybe they're slightly different sculpts or something, I don't know. But again, these were all in the prototype images. So I'm going to get rid of this now, and we're going to take a look at what we actually got. So the first thing I'm noticing here, now bear in mind, there's the deluxe and the regular edition. This here on the screen here, this is the prototype images for the deluxe. $330. So the only difference there's actually 4 SKUs, because there's the regular and then regular bonus, then there's deluxe and deluxe bonus. So this is like the top one, $330, the deluxe with the bonus parts. So this is the Sentinel forearm, comes as kind of a gun, and then like a forearm with like his bone claws stuck into this piece of the Sentinel gun. Great, nice accessory. And the base is pretty cool too. It's you've got that grass, and it's a circular base that says Wolverine, and all the kind of the building that's broken apart with all that kind of rebar and stuff like coming out. Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. So that's the difference between the regular and the deluxe. His head looks very square. I do think it looks particularly square. I do see Hugh Jackman here. I gotta say, there has been that one image I showed you of the one I really like. I think that's like a 9, and then the other ones, a lot of the other ones, then it's probably like an 8. This here, it's probably like maybe a 7, 7.5, maybe an 8 in a good day. I can see Hugh Jackman here. I can, but I do think the face is widened a bit. It definitely looks squarer than it needs to be. But look, I want to start off this video by flicking through, or should I say continue the midpoint of this video, flicking through all the actual, you're actually looking at the blogger images now. So these are not the prototype images. This is what you're actually going to get. This is what was released, because there's a lot of goodness in this figure, and I am really excited about this one. But definitely the wind has been taken out of my sails a little bit. I only actually got a price on this recently and went to pre-order it, and I haven't actually paid a deposit, I haven't actually paid anything yet. So I really like it though. I like it, apart from the typo, and the head sculpt definitely has downgraded from the prototype. But look, we'll take a look. I can see Hugh Jackman there. Not so much. It's kind of far back, but I'm not sure if my imagination doing the rest, but I can see Hugh Jackman there. Not really. Maybe a bit. Kind of. It's like none of the images I would look at and go, no, I can't see Hugh Jackman at all. But very few of the images I'm looking at going, I can really see him. I can see it there. I can see it there. But again, it's a bit further away. It could be angle as well. Also, that's more or less how I'd have him posed. Very simple. I like that shirt, and there's no way I'm gonna pose this guy up without the real leather jacket. I mean, that was a selling point for a lot of people. It was definitely a selling point for me, and a lot of the stuff that comes with this, these selling points, like the seamless forearms, still fantastic. The brown genuine leather jacket, fantastic. The fact that you get 2 different shirts, excellent. The belt looks good. The jeans look good. And it's a unique figure. It just looks like, look, it's set in the 70s. Great movie. But you can see it down there, obviously, the misspelling of the Wolverine. I think the pros do outweigh the cons. This is the first time looking through these photos, not on my phone. Yeah, I can see Hugh Jackman there. It's funny how like an angle, whether it's close up or far away, or maybe they've changed the lighting a bit, or maybe they've, for certain shots, they're using different lenses. Seamless forearms look good. Like, the shirt looks good, the clothing looks good, I think the proportions look good. The only complaints that I really have are the typo and the head sculpt being downgraded a bit, but I still don't think it's a write-off. I don't think it's a disaster. I don't think it's like, like a Tony Stank. I don't think it's the Ant-Man smiling sculpt. I think it's much better than the Doc Ock. Like, as in, I'd probably rate the Doc Ock. Looks like a fantastic figure. Haven't got it in hand yet from what I've seen. I voted by my wallet on that one. I have gone and got that one. I've put in a pre-order for it. I'm expecting to get it soon. The sum of its parts, from what I can tell from photos and from video reviews, is that they've done enough to get over the line to get my money. I did vote with my wallet, but I wasn't voting on the head sculpt. The head sculpt, realistically, probably about a 6. This one here now, it's not a 6. It's not like a Doc Ock or Tony Stank or something. Like looking at this here, I can see Hugh Jackman. It's just not as good as the prototype. So I'd say if I was thinking the prototype, the best image of the prototype, one I was kind of obsessing over earlier on, that'd be like a strong 9, still not a 10. This here, I think this lies somewhere between 7 and 8. I think that's a reasonable score for it, maybe around a 7.5. Yeah, I like that. I can see Hugh Jackman there. I like the pose. I think the pose is going to make a difference. This one actually doesn't come with separate rolling eyeballs function, which is unfortunate. But again, we knew that. The prototype didn't promise us that. We're just kind of getting used to it now, because over the next few months, we're going to see the last of the figures that don't have it. And whereas most of the figures will have it, you're still going to have your exceptions, like Mace Windu probably should have had it, but they didn't have it. I think maybe it's somehow with the seam or something like that, because he's bald and he's not wearing a helmet or mask, so you'd have to have some sort of a seam line somewhere in order to get in and control the eyes and stuff like that. That looks pretty cool. That's a cool angle. You're never going to display it like that. You'd have to display it down really low, unless maybe the bottom shelf. But are you going to put this in the bottom shelf? Then again, if you have risers, is anything really bottom shelf? Okay, I like the definition here. If you look at the left forearm here, you can see a lot of definition and musculature in his left forearm. In fairness, if it's Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, if you don't have musculature in, like the chest area, which they do, and the forearms, then you're not doing it right. Especially these are seamless forearms. You're gonna be looking at them. I'm so glad there's no joints on this, because that would just look, I really think that would be just a red flag or a red mark. I like this. I really like this. Like the sum of its parts. If you look like when I look at a figure straight away, the first thing I notice is actually not the head sculpt. The first thing I notice is the proportions. Is it too skinny? Is the head too big compared to the body? Or the legs too short? Is it supposed to be like? Is it a skinny figure with no musculature like the first Bane, or is it like the new Bane 2.0 that's due to come out that hopefully will turn out as good as the prototype? But I think part of the frustration comes with, and rightly so, is that you've seen Hot Toys do. You've seen Hot Toys with the Ahsoka line, and they've got the Thrawn, which looks amazing, the Hera, the Sabine, the Ahsoka. Those head sculpts look amazing. But what do they all have in common? They're all prototypes. But they have delivered on higher quality sculpts that look a lot better and closer to the actor or actress in many cases. Whereas here, there's definitely a little a gap between the prototype and the final product, and a gap between what we have here and obviously what Hugh Jackman actually looks like. The real test would be if you walked around and asked random people, just held the head sculpt, said, who's that? Would they be able to tell it's Hugh Jackman? That is the real test. I think this one might get over the line, but I'd rather figures that you're like, okay, this is definitely, people are definitely going to know that this is supposed to be Christian Bale, or people definitely know that this could be Heath Ledger, or definitely Tamora Morrison or Scarlett Johansson or whoever, if you're just holding the head sculpt. I think that's the ultimate test. Ask someone who's not a collector, ask someone who's just a person, even if they're not majorly into films, and you hold up like a little a head sculpt and say, who's that? And if they say, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr., then you've got a good head sculpt. I really like this though, like just him standing on the base there. I like the proportions. I like the look of the jeans, the belt. That you have the kind of vest underneath, that little white part shown there. You can even see like some of the muscles on the neck and the chest look pretty good. The brown leather jacket, real leather, looks great. The bone claws are growing on me. I just really like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I recently went back and watched. I've seen all the movies. I've seen all the Sony X-Men movies, the first 3. Seen them all. Seen the 3 Wolverine solo movies, and then of course the Days of Future Past, which this is from, and First Class and Apocalypse. Out of all of them, really the 2 best movies in my opinion are, I think they're the only real 2 good movies really, are Logan and Days of Future Past. I thought First Class was okay. Apart from, for all the rest of those movies, I think like Days of Future Past is good, Logan is good, First Class is alright, and the rest of them I wouldn't class as good movies. But I really, really, really enjoy Hugh Jackman's portrayal as Wolverine. So even though watching the first 3 X-Men movies, they're not particularly great movies, but I think he's really good in them. For example, X2, the scene where the SWAT team, Stryker's SWAT team, attacked the house and he's babysitting, phenomenal. Just a great bloody scene. He's really, really good in it. Anyway, back to this. Like in reality, and it comes down to voting with your wallet. Am I going to pull the trigger on this? I do think they've done enough to get my money on this. I do think there's more positive here than negative. Again, the nameplate, unforgivable, shouldn't have happened, but maybe the later batches they'll actually change it. That's wishful thinking. I don't think that's actually going to happen. The head sculpt, there's been a drop in quality from proto to final product. We've seen that before. Unfortunately, we may see that again. But yeah, I still see the likeness of Hugh Jackman. It's just not a banger. It's not a shrink ray. It's not a 10 out of 10. But a lot of stuff is good about this. The seamless forearms, the real genuine leather jacket, the multiple different looks. You take off the jacket, you can have them with the shirt, or you can have them with the black shirt. The belt looks good, the jeans look good. It's a 70s style of character, which how often do you get that? And this base looks great as well. I wonder, will this drive people, and I'm one of them, I could be guilty, just drive people into getting the regular edition in the hope that the nameplate is okay on the regular, but then you miss out on this a fantastic looking diorama base. So I can see people changing their mind in this. And to be honest, if people want to cancel, that's perfectly okay. If you're in a restaurant and you order whatever you order a steak, and it arrives down to your table and it's not up to your standard, and you send it back, does that mean you don't like food? No, it just means that you have standards and you're not willing to pay for what you didn't order. So I can understand if people are like, no, I'm going to cancel this because it doesn't look exactly like the prototype. I can understand that people would cancel it because it's like the base thing is ridiculous. Okay, but at the moment the way I'm looking at this is I think there's a lot of good about it, or goodness about it. I think the pros outweigh the cons, to be quite honest. And as much as I would probably get the Wolverine from Deadpool 3, because let's face it, we know that Wolverine is going to be in Deadpool 3. They've teased that classic yellow outfit. Who knows, is it just in there for one scene, or is that the main outfit he uses, or is it just like an Easter egg that they put in literally for one scene? I have a feeling that like Deadpool makes him wear that, as in, here, you put this on, he's like, I'm not wearing that. And he kind of looks at the camera and winks and goes, oh, come on, just for the fans, or because he's going to break the fourth wall or whatever, because everyone will want to see that. Like, that would be something I can actually see happening. Deadpool looking at the camera, winking and kind of going, look, I know and you know and everyone here is waiting that we all want to see Hugh Jackman play Wolverine in the classic yellow 90s suit. I think that could very well happen. I think that more than likely is the way that they're going to do it. But if they do that, Hot Toys they're not going to pass up that opportunity. It's just a massive character. And I can see myself getting that. And part of me is kind of going, just wait for it. Just wait for that. But Deadpool 3 is coming out next summer, 2024. This is like 6-7 months away, right? That comes out, let's say they put it up for pre-order. And they put up for pre-order like July. But that means it's going to be, at the earliest you're going to get that figure will be July 2025, more than likely Christmas 2025. So, and this one is different to that. This one, and I do like Days of Future Past. It's actually, again, like I said, the only thing I really liked about those X-Men movies are, okay, I did like Days of Future Past, to be quite honest. That was a great movie, but yeah. Anyway, flick onto this. Again, I can see Hugh Jackman, but it's not the greatest likeness of Hugh Jackman. But that is one of the stronger photos. I'm not really seeing him there. That's even a very, very simple, cool pose he's holding. I just cannot see. I can't see myself not using that coat. And I think that coat, that jacket looks a lot better with that particular shirt. Just a contrast between that kind of brown tan and then whatever kind of 70s trippy shirt he's wearing there. Yeah, I definitely prefer the other shirt. I think it comes in the box with that shirt on already and the brown leather jacket. Dodgy kind of seam line there, but what are you going to do? The seamless forearms look great though, gotta say. Yeah. It's all about the coat, man. It's all about the coat. Yeah, so look, in conclusion, I have one of these sourced. I haven't put a deposit on it, and I haven't paid for it or anything like that. Part of me is thinking, wait for the one from Deadpool 3, but I just think they've done enough here to get my money. the bone claws are actually grown on me. And sure, look, if they do the Wolverine from Deadpool 3 in the yellow, you'll get the regular the adamantium claws on that. I really like the seamless wrists. I like the 70s look of this. I like the proportions. I think the head sculpt is okay. I don't think it's a banger. There's definitely been a drop, but I still think they've done up. It's a bit of a square head, to be honest. And yeah, Dave, I'm actually more annoyed about that silly typo than the actual head sculpt. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on this, to be honest. That's it. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking up this Wolverine or not. And yeah, you can also follow me on X and on Twitter. I'm gonna start that again. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.